picking through some couple big pieces of iron. They weren't that deep. This one was a little bit deeper. Totally missed this with the last couple machines I had in here. I heard this clear as day. Craig Talley's 100% right. You can tell when it's a better tone. Blowhole button. Shank broken, but still, this is in an area that I thought was hunted out, and obviously not. So that's a good sign. Means there might be coins in here. As you can see, it was down there, but not super deep. But it just read right through it. There was some iron in there with it too. There was 2 nails in there. So I kept digging and I kept hearing it. So there it is. Well, I'll be a son of a bitch. You can see where my pinpointer's at in that hole. And this was at the bottom of the hole. The blowhole button. I totally missed it. And I bombed this area, especially this area here, because I pulled one of my coppers out of this area. The last copper I got in this double field, which this area here we're actually allowed in. Can't get into the other area, but I just thought this area was barren. Now I'm starting to realize maybe I missed stuff. And I don't know how it's possible. I dug here for days. There it is. Alright, so number 3. I'm telling you, I actually see holes. Not holes, but where I did dig previously, I can tell. I can see where we were before, and this is right next to that. I mean, there's no way this was missed. And that's a blowhole button. This one's a little beat up, but still, it's button. And that shows you things were missed, or else this thing is really hitting deep. And I don't know if it's so much deep as it's picking up certain kinds of metals in the iron. So, as we talked about the other day on one of our shows, iron's a pain in the ass, but this thing is cutting through the iron. Craig Talley was dead on with the settings, and once I jacked up the discriminator and moved a couple other settings, I'm not picking the nail heads up anymore. I'm just picking up good targets. The iron is definitely distinct. You can tell the iron. So, in the crapola comes the good ola. Back soon, I hope, with more later. Alright, I'm going to let you folks hear how it sounds, and you definitely get a decent, well, you get a distinct target. The funny thing is, you would think it's shallow, because it sounds so clear. It's not, though. Everything is about 6 or 7 inches down at the minimum. Some stuff I'm getting even deeper. Right in an area I worked before. Let's see what this is. Alright, I'm getting ready to wrap up here. It's getting hot. I'm getting tired. And this cigar is not burning right. But it's got a real iffy signal, but it was low. But it was definitely a good signal. I don't know what that is. I've never found anything like that. Right in the same area. Looks like it was part of something at one time. Really cool. Alright folks, I'm back out in this field today for a little bit of time. I got some work to do at my house. Necessity at my house. Forgot to mention something yesterday. This is a field. It's not somebody's lawn. It's not somebody's front property. It's a field. But notice this. It's dry here, and even in the plugs I'm digging, I've been dumping water around the plugs just to rehydrate the plug. So even in an area where I don't really have to do that, it's not necessary. I know the owner doesn't really care about out here. It's really bad anyway. I got a guilty conscience if I don't. So always smart to be smart. Something like that. Back to digging later. Alright, so I'm starting to get an idea here of this machine. As Craig said, once you can tell the clicks and the beeps, and I could tell with the buttons. I had a feeling this was iron. The problem with these old Colonial nails, as Craig said, and it's true, there's a lot of impurities in here. They're not completely iron. They will fool you, but I did know I had an idea the other tone of previous tones to this one that it might be a nail. Big sucker at that, but it's a nail. Starting it out wrong. All right. Check out this tiny little target I just pulled out. Really small little buckshot or something. Every little click, every little beep. All right, kicking along here. The signal came up pretty damn clear. You can see it in my glove, but I've added the light a little. Part of a buckle. You can tell it is. There's a broken piece on it, so whoop-de-doo. No coins yet, but there's definitely stuff in here I missed. Dirt. Dry too, that's why I brought the water. Filling in the holes with water. Back soon. Well, a broken up tone as opposed to a good tone. Check this out. That's either a shallow piece of crap. Nothing with this machine has been shallow. Everything's like 7-8 inches. Or it could be a big nail on the surface. Let's just find out for shits and giggles. Alright, I just got a target with the Blisstool. It was banging, pretty loud. And then I moved the dirt and it kind of faded away. But I did, like we said last night, as Dave Wise had said, I turned a little and moved it and just kicked out of the side with the shovel. I hope I didn't scratch it, but look at this. This is what I was waiting for. It's a coin. Son of a bitch. If it didn't find it. Look at that. Yes! That is awesome. Nice.